Hi everyone, how are you? So this is my second lecture for sixth class. I am Dharampal Paliwal. Or okay, let's start. Okay, let's begin. At the last, we have studied that Swami's father said to him second time that got up. Now, Granny pleaded, "Why do you disturb him?" Granny pleaded that why you are disturbing him. He had slept. Get up, Swami, he said for the third time, and Swami got up. Come with me. And the father said for the third time that Swami get up, and then Swami have to get up. And the father said, "Come with me." Swami looked at his granny, hesitated for a moment, and followed his father into the office room. Swami looked at his granny, thinking that she may be help her, but she can't do anything. And then he followed his father to the office room. On the way, he threw a look of appeal at his mother, and she said, "Why do you take him to the office room? He can sleep in the hall, I think." On the way, when he saw her mother, he just make a sign and make a appeal to his mother that, "Mother, I don't want to sleep in the office room, so please help me." Then the mother said, "Why do you take him to the office room? He can sleep in the mother advised to the Swami's father that he can sleep also in the hall. He don't need to sleep in the office room. He can also sleep in the hall. These are the same things according to his mother." "I don't think so," father said, and Swami slunk behind him with a bowed head. But the father don't agree at his wife's proposal, and the Swami followed his father to the office room with bowed head. "Let me sleep in the hall, father," Swami pleaded. "Your office room is very dusty, and there may be scorpions behind your law books." Then the Swami make an excuse that that father, your office room is very dusty, and behind your law books there may be scorpions that can bite me. Okay, now, so I don't want to sleep. I can sleep in the hall. I don't want to sleep in the office room. Can I have there are no scorpions, little fellow. Sleep on the bench if you like." Then father said that there are no scorpions in the office room, and you can also sleep on the bench. No need to afraid of scorpions. Can I have a lamp burning in the room? Then Swami again pleaded that, "Can I have a burning lamp burning in the room?" Then father said, "No, you must learn to not to be afraid of darkness. It is only a question of habit. You must cultivate good habits." The father said that, "No, you can't have a burning lamp in the office room, because what I want that you must not be afraid of darkness. Okay, no? Therefore you can't have a burning lamp. Will you at least leave the door open?" Then again Swami pleaded to his father that, "Will you please at last leave the door open?" "All right, but promise you will not go to your granny's side at night. If you do it, mind you, I will make you the laughing stock of your school." The father said, "Okay, I will leave the door open, but on the one condition that if at night if you go to your granny's room, then I will make a laughing stock." It means I will tell your friends, all the friends, that you are a very coward boy. Okay, na? And then all will laugh on you. So don't go at your granny's room at night. Swaminathan felt cut off from humanity. He was pained and angry. He didn't like the strain and cruelty he saw in his father's nature. He hated the newspaper for printing the tiger story. Now the Swami was feeling like he was cut off the humanity, and he was very angry. He was feeling very angry. He didn't like the strain of cruelty in his father's nature. In his father's nature, he can see the cruelty that he don't like at all. He hated the newspaper for printing the tiger story. He also hating the newspaper that had printed the story of the tiger and the boy. He wished that tiger hadn't spared the boy, who didn't appear to be a boy after all, but a monster. And he felt like the boy that have fight with the tiger is not at all a boy. He is like a monster, a devil. As the night advanced and the silence in the house depended, his heart beat faster. Now it had become night. It had been night, and the silence was spread in the old house, and then Swami's heart is beating faster. He remembered all the stories of devils and ghosts he had heard in his life. A ray of light from the street lamp strayed in the cast shadow on the wall. Through his stillness, all kinds of noises reached his ear: the tickling of the clock, the rustle of the trees, snoring sounds, and some Regunite's insects humming. Now, as Now, as there are darkness, so Swami is very much frightened, and he just remembering all the stories that he have listened in his childhood when he was very small, a baby. The when he had listened a lot of stories of ghosts and devils. So now he is remembering all the things because of darkness. A ray of light from the street light casted on the wall. He can see a ray of light is coming on the wall from the street light. Through the stillness, the kind of noises reached his ear, and he can also listen some voices like tickling of the clock and rustle of the trees, snoring sounds, and some vague nights and sticks humming. He covered himself so completely that he could hardly breathe. Every moment he accepted the devil to come and carry him away. Now he had covered himself with the blanket so completely that he was hardly breathing. Now he was accepting every moment that on every moment a devil can come and carry him with him. Swami hurriedly got up and spread his bed under the bench and crouched there. It seems to be a much safe place, more compact and richer. He shut his eyes tight and now, unknown to himself, fell asleep. Now he just put his bed up from the bench and spread it downside of the bench under the bench. He set his eyes tight and just sleep. He spread his bed under the bench and slept there. A tiger was chasing him, and in his sleep, a tiger was chasing him. He fell stuck to the ground. He desperately tried to escape, but his feet would not move. Now he was watching a dream in his sleep, and he can see that a tiger was chasing him, and he was trying to run from there, but his feet are not moving. He has jumped. The tiger was at his back, and he could hear its claws scratch at ground, scratch, scratch, and then a slight thud. Swami tried to open his eyes, but his eyelid would not open, and the nightmare continued. It threatened to continue forever. Swami groaned in disappear. Now the Swami tried to open his eyes so that to break his dream. Okay, now, but he was not able to open his eyes, and it seems to Swami like the nightmare will go on forever, and he just lost all the hopes. With a desperate effort, he opened his eyes. He put his hand out to feel his granny's presence at his side, as was his habit, but he only touched the wooden leg of the bench, and his lonely state came back to him. He sweated with fright, and now what was this rustling? Now the Swami, after making too much effort, the Swami opened his eyes. Okay, now, and after opening his eyes, it was a habit to find the granny near side by him, but today there is no granny. Today he was sleeping in the office room, so he just touched only the wooden legs of the bench. Now he had sweated. He is wet with fright and sweat. Now he just hears something. He moved to the edge of the bench and stared into the darkness. Something was moving down. Now he come to the edge of the bench and saw that something is moving downside. He lay gazing at it in horror. His end had come. He realized that the devil would presently pull him out and tear him, and so why should he wait? As it came nearer, Swami crawled out from under the bench, hugged it with all his might, and used his teeth on it like a mortal weapon. Now, as the Swami think that his end had come, the devil had come to take him away. So he think that why should he wait now? So when it come nearer to him, he just bite his ankle, using his teeth as a mortal weapon. Ayyo, something has bitten me. Went forth an agonist thundering cry, and was followed by a heavy tumbling and falling amidst furniture. As soon as that the Swami take a bite and cut the ankle, someone cried ayyo, okay, and he just fall down in the furniture in the office room. In a moment further, the cook and the helper come in carrying lights. When someone cried in the office room, the father and helper of cooker and cook, thrice of them come into the office room, and All of them fall on the burglar who lay amidst the furniture with a bleeding ankle. And all of them fell on the burglar. It means they just beat up very good. They just beat the burglar. He was a thief, okay na, who lay amidst the furniture with a bleeding ankle. His ankle was bleeding because the Swami had beaten his ankle, okay na, and they beat them. Congratulations were showered on Swami the next day. His classmate looked at him with respect and his teacher patted his back. The headmaster said that he was a true scout, a hero. Now next day when Swami got to school, everyone was looking at her with respect. His friends are looking with him at respect because he had catch a thief. He had catch the thief. His teacher patted his back. His teacher also respected him and patted his back. The headmaster said that he was a true scout, a hero. And the principal of the school, the headmaster, gave him a title, a hero. Now, Swami had beaten into the flesh of one of the most notorious housebreaker of the district, and the police was grateful to him for it. As Swami had beaten an ankle of a thief, most notorious thief of the district, okay na, and now he had caught by the police also. So police is also thankful and grateful to him for it. The inspector said, "Why don't you join the police when you grown up?" The inspector advised the Swami that when you grown up you must join the police. Swami said for the sake of politeness, "Certainly yes," though he had quite made up his mind to be an engine driver, a railway guard, or a bus conductor later in life. Then the Swami said that yes, of course I will be a policeman, as he had thought before that he may become a railway driver, engine driver, sorry, a railway guard or a bus conductor later in life. But as the inspector asked him to be a policeman, to join the police, he said yes, of course I will join the police. When father returned home from the club that night, he asked, "Where is the boy?" "He is asleep already." When father returned home next day, so he asked about the boy. "Where is the boy? Where is the Swami?" "He is asleep." His mother replied that he is asleep. Then father said, "Already?" Then mother said, "He didn't have a wink of sleep the whole night," said his mother. "Where he is sleeping?" Now the mother said that the previous night he was not able to sleep for a single minute because he was afraid and he had also caught a thief, therefore he is not able to sleep. Then the father asked where he is sleeping now. Then mother said, "In his usual place." Mother said casually, "He went to bed at 7:30. Then mother said, "In his usual place where he always sleeps," means near the granny. He went to bed at 7:30. The mother told that he had already slept at 7:30. Sleeping beside his granny again. Father said, "No wonder he wanted to be asleep before I could return home. Clever boy." Then father said, "That very clever boy. He wanted to sleep before I return to home, because if I return before he's asleep, then I will again force him to sleep in the office room. Therefore, he just sleep before my return of the home." Mother lost her temper. Now mother had become angry. "You let him sleep where he likes. You didn't risk his life again." Then mother said that last time when you force him to sleep in the office room, then he have to face with a thief, with a very notorious thief of the district. He may lose his life also. He may get handicapped also because of thief. But now I don't want that to take risk with his life. Father mumbled as he went into change, "All right, Molly Cloud, and spoil him as much as you like, only don't blame me afterward." Then father said that, "Okay, do as you wish. I don't but what I want that afterwards, don't blame me afterwards. When his habits have become worse, then don't blame me." Swami, following the whole conversation from under the blanket, felt tremendously that relieved that his father was giving up at last. Now the Swami is not sleeping at all. He is just acting of sleeping in his granny's room, and he is listening all the conversation between his father and mother. And when the father said, "Okay, do as you wish, don't blame me afterwards," then the Swami thought that, okay, at last my father is leaving me, and now he will don't force me to sleep in the office room. Okay, that is our lesson, students. I hope you will understand it very well. If you have any type of problem, you can tell me. In our next lecture, we will discuss all the questions of this chapter. Now, try to read this chapter completely at your home. Stay at home, stay healthy, and enjoy holidays also. Okay, thank you. See you later.